looks like that's the only way between these workings and the ones further down towards Llanberis. I'd love to know more about this place. Have someone guide me that knows the history and the geography. I mean, there's some big buildings up there on the skyline. I don't know what that's about. But then down on these different levels, there are, 6 or 8 small huts, all made out of slate, several on each level, and one's on the level in the centre there now, a couple of them. And then going back up to the skyline, the nearby hill, again there's quite a major building there. And some kind of tower, actually you probably can't see it on the camera. There's quite a big structure, probably 40 feet tall, sort of slightly pyramid shaped square tower. So again, we'd love to know what that is. And back down to the lake. The main level from the car park is where that path is. If you come this side of the lake, there's actually somebody walking along it. But that path is the one that you get to after a steep climb up from the museum. And you can loop round and go back down again. So I'm, I guess, twice as high as that level, roughly. And there's still way more to go. It's probably the same again, virtually, up to the top of the mountain and the highest workings. So it looks like there's no way out here apart from scrambling down that slate, which I'm not going to do. So back through the tunnel. Nice little tree. Managed to find a foothold up there. Just stunning though. You can imagine working here in the winter in horizontal rain and snow. Just astonishing. Looks like a dead sheep there, which is a bit of a shame. So back out onto this upper level, the tunnel is just around the corner to the left there. Clouds rolling over the mountains, Snowdonia, or Snowdon in fact. Lots more huts, so we'd love to know why there are so many smallish huts, what they were used for. I guess they were foremen and whatever the equivalent was, organising the work. I guess they needed somewhere to base themselves, as well as just the quarrymen themselves and their tafarns. But I wonder if any of these fall into that category yet. I'll keep looking. Iron tub up there. Could have run on this inclined plane. This inclined plane runs quite roughly there. It's obviously pretty damaged now, but it runs down towards this plane, which looks much more recent, and actually is made out of concrete blocks with stainless steel strips, which I guess are just stop the wheels wearing the concrete. these stainless steel straps go all the way down to the bottom. You can see there perhaps the viewpoint. That was where my last video was taken. If you come from the car park, you come into this area from the right hand side on this view, just the other side of that building. And if you turn right, you walk out along the waste heap onto that viewpoint, which is stunning. It's well worth the trip to see that. There's a little picnic area just this side of the viewpoint itself, on some slate seats. And beyond that you can see the castle, actually on the hillside opposite, just to the right of the end of the spoil tip and the viewpoint. You can see the castle on the other side of the valley, just on the must be the eastern end, mustn't it, of Llanberis, which is off there to the right. But yeah, I mean, just stunning. I guess this building here, maybe it's not a winding engine house of any type, but there's some big timbers up here. I guess it could have been some kind of pulley wheel to guide the ropes, or it could have been the start of a new incline, separate from the one above, although they are perfectly aligned, so it could well have had a winding engine right at the very top and wound all the way down to that mid-level. So it'd be nice to know. Yeah, that building up there looks like the top of the inclined plane that we were just looking at. But down on this level, again, there's a major building. Some old hose here of some kind, pumping water maybe. But I'd say this is quite a significant building. I'm guessing it would be used for cutting the slate into blocks, maybe even into slates themselves, although maybe not in that case. But I guess it makes sense to do the work where the stone is and take down what you actually need, rather than lugging 8 times as much or something when you're going to throw it away anyway. So there's little doorways here. I don't know whether these are here. They're not really doorways, are they? Maybe something to do with the water supply or something. They're running water to running water to the saws, for example. Yeah, I don't know. Obviously some concrete plinths here with bolts on. Must be something attached to that fairly substantial. I don't know. Something was going on here in support of the operations in this main building, I guess. Again, some foundations. I'm guessing these could be saws, but that's pure speculation. Some kind of iron canopy here. Again, no idea what that's for, really. It's the other end of the ante-room, for want of a better word. Amazing how these little pink flowers take root in the most unlikely of places. If you can see those, but there's small pink flowers of some kind clinging to the raw slate. Coming out the end of this building, there's a stunning view across to Carnarvon. I'm sure it's difficult to see, impossible to see probably on the camera, but there is Carnarvon and the Menai Straits to the right, making their way across to Bangor. Cloud coming in over the hill there, but yeah, amazing. Just walking along this pathway, and yeah, sure enough, there's this slate here which has definitely been cut with a circular saw. So I guess that shed, which is just around the corner, could well have been full of a dozen perhaps circular saws, which would need water to cool them and take the dust away. So yeah, I guess that's what's in that building. Okay, there's kind of a depression in the ground here, and it seems to kind of have got a lot of electrical cabling lying around. And there's this peculiar looking sort of gantry thing with a bit of rubber, maybe, I'll kind of look in a minute, stretched between it. So I'm guessing that this was probably where some salvage merchants stripped out or brought the cabling that had been stripped out from the machinery and stripped out the copper probably. Some pretty heavy cabling. I'm looking at these two cross sections here. Looks to be aluminium conductors, which I guess are worth much less to the scrap metal guys than the copper. And this is obviously braiding off the armouring on the cable, which is in the outside here. There's a lot of it lying around. Still, I guess if that's aluminium, they probably didn't bother to strip that off. But here they have stripped off the insulation. I'm guessing recovered the copper. Because the aluminium's not worthless, they may have taken some of that as well. But yeah, as I would suspect, this is a sort of reclamation area rather than an operational part of the quarry. And this one looks to be something signalling cable, telephone cable type arrangement. Again, just left lying here. Yeah, that's the same. It's got, I don't know, probably 50, maybe more conductors in it. Like I say, that's communications and signalling of some kind. So they obviously had some pretty heavy electrical supply up to the top of the quarry, which is what we'd expect in the 60s and the 70s before it closed down. There again, insulation stripped off heavy cables. I assume this gadget is some kind of makeshift setup, probably for stripping the cables. Not sure how it would work. It is just rubber insulation. Yeah, I don't know. Curious. It's another pretty substantial building up here. Notice the railway track lintels, and there's mortar above the doorways, but not below. A mountain biker. And I'm guessing that was probably some kind of slabbing mill, but who knows. So there's the building we just looked at, and not surprisingly I suppose, it seems to be not too far and horizontally close to this building, which is obviously the top of the inclined plane, the winding engine. This is the inclined plane we were looking up at earlier. Nice little building here with a fireplace. I guess there were operators here for the winding machinery. Probably the odd foreman. kind of records being kept. But this is relatively intact. There's some electrical insulators, or an electrical insulator on the floor. So I'm guessing that this was electrically powered, certainly in its latter days. And a nice big brake mechanism there still remaining, along with the main shaft. And it's plumber's blocks. Notice the plumber's blocks angled to counteract the thrust from the downhill direction. So yeah, pretty stunning bit of kit. Got a manually operated brake by the looks of it. Nice big handle on the side. So I assume that's a sort of parking brake. Probably you would probably wind that handle up and stick a peg into that one of those holes to lock the drum. I would assume there must be another brake of some kind somewhere else, but maybe not. Maybe that was it. Scary. Looking down, you can see there's a section of the old slate block inclined plane, which looks a bit wonky now. I think it's subsided. And then down to the more modern concrete blocks with the stainless steel strips on it. Way down to the bottom, there's some people down there making their way to the viewpoint, which is on the end of that spoil heap. Again, more buildings. Why so many buildings? They're all over the place. Yeah, fascinating. I think I can actually see Carnarvon Castle. I don't suppose you can on the camera, but I could be imagining it, but it does look like the castle. Looks like the mechanism could do with a bit of WD-40, I think. Probably see it right. This place is amazing. I've just walked up from the top of that inclined plane, winding gear, and thinking there wasn't much up here, but you can see over the other side there's a beautiful semicircular arch, some kind of portal, which looks in very good condition. I'm guessing it might be something to do with the power station rather than the quarry, but I'll kind of have a closer look. This little stream here, running down back into the main quarry, so now higher up again, on a level that has this very stunning archway, steel gates. I think this stream runs from that archway, so I think it's certainly something to do with the power station, and maybe some kind of drain, or more than likely I guess some sort of access portal to get to one or other of the tunnels, or maybe some valve gear in the penstocks down to the power station. Certainly loud sound of running water. So somebody's built a little monument. Yeah, they haven't done the rendering very well. Oh, wow, it's like a little sort of grotto. Lots of vegetation growing at the entrance where there's some light, but then it quickly disappears into the gloom. Again, be interesting to know what it is. No signage at all to say that it's a power station, so I guess it could be something to do with the quarry, but who knows. And it goes on and on. There's yet more. It just seems to go up and up. And here, looking over to the west there's clearly a rainstorm going on, making its way towards us Hopefully it'll just miss. Another curious little cave. I'm not going to venture in there, it doesn't look very inviting. And there's only no light at the end. I don't think it leads anywhere. It's got this concrete reinforcement though, and somebody's written Tamrock. So I don't know when that was done, whether that's back in the quarry days. But I don't know, there must be some purpose behind utilising that natural cave, although somebody's dug it out, I'm not sure. Interesting. So there's the winding house again, top of that incline with its brake mechanism that we looked at. But coming up here, surprise, surprise, there's some Armco. Nice heavy wooden posts. It's on the bend of this roadway. So safety first, I guess. Stop people driving over the edge. Another flat area, tarmacs in places, and another inclined plane. I'm going to head up here, I think. Looks like some more Armco at the top. So here's the Armco I was looking at earlier. Big gate across the road. But it just goes on and on. I'm looking up here. There's more Armco running up here. So there's a roadway which comes across, and again, you can see the roadway running here. Let's go around the back of that hill. So there's clearly more quarry workings, even higher up the mountain. So there's a roadway going down to the top of the inclined plane again, just here. Extraordinary. We're virtually at the cloud base now, but I might give it a bit more. So this is crazy. Get up the top here and it's all of a sudden like a motorway. Nice tarmac road, Armco around the edge. So we're at a junction essentially. The roadway carries on as we soar up the mountain. Getting pretty misty up here now. The cloud is coming down. And this roadway obviously goes back down the way we came. More old buildings there. Nice big slate slabs in the doorways. So I think given the weather, I'm going to call it a day. So the mist is coming in fast now. I'll make my way back down and hope to beat the rain. But an astonishing place. If you get the chance, I would certainly come and explore the Dinorwic